Hey, good morning. Pastor Jamie here on a Sunday morning, just reading a little bit. I want to throw some encouragement out to you as you start your morning before you're heading to church. So I'm reading here in Exodus 2, and in chapter 24 says, So God heard their groaning, and God remembered his covenant with Abraham, Isaac, and with Jacob. And God looked upon the children of Israel, and God acknowledged them. And so the next chapter starts, chapter 3, and it's the story of Moses. So Moses was out tending the flock sheep. He had left and fled Egypt because he had murdered someone. All of a sudden, he spots a flame in a bush burning but not consumed. He said to himself he has to go closer to check it out to see what's going on with it. And it was from that moment forward that God began to call Moses to be the deliverer for the people of Israel. And of course, we know the stories and the feats and everything there. But here's the takeaway. The takeaway is oftentimes our curiosity gets the best of us. In this case, it was Moses. Moses was out wandering, doing what he does as a shepherd, sees this thing, couldn't stand himself enough not to resist it, so he went forward, and God calls him. Well, here's the thing for us. Oftentimes we're in places, uh, you know, wherever it's at work, it's at home, it's in the community, and we notice things or we perceive things. And oftentimes God wants us to venture into discovering him in a different way, discovering him in a different opportunity and a different observation. And as we do that, God can unveil himself to us in many ways. God can do some awesome things and reveal his will, not only for us, but for other people. So our takeaway this morning is to understand that whenever God's calling, whenever God's directing, oftentimes it's not just for you. It's not just for your benefit, but it's for the benefit of the kingdom. It's perhaps the benefit of somebody who's been praying. So there's people out there been praying, asking God to move, asking God to do things, and God is sending you in that pathway. So be alert and be looking and be open to what God wants to do, because God wants to use you and I each and every day in small ways to do big things for people that need a touch from God, need a word from God, and need encouragement from God. So be attentive. Don't be all caught up in what you're doing, right? But pay attention to what God's speaking around you, saying around you, and doing around you. For it just could be an opportunity to bring deliverance to somebody for some purpose at some time. So God bless you. Have a great and fabulous morning. Hope to find you in church. Talk to you soon.